Good evening everyone, and welcome to Raina Mo's Designs. And today we are going to do a quick, simple and easy design of a luxuriously feeling basket for your bathroom, at least for my bathroom. So if that sounds like a tutorial that interests you, please keep on watching. For this tutorial, all we're going to need is a basket from the Dollar Tree. This particular basket comes in a 2-pack, and I think during bonus buy times they come in a 3-pack. A pair of scissors, one of the fluffy cloths for your car that's in the section of the automotive section of your Dollar Tree, and a glue gun. And that's all we need. To start out, I'm just going to take my material, which is this cloth, and place my basket towards the center of it, because we're going to actually work on these sides where the handles go in first. So I like to make sure that I have it centered enough in the center so that the sides come up just enough to loop over and cover on the inside. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make our first cuts. So it doesn't have to be exactly even in the center, but I try to get it as even as possible in the center. So with your scissors, you're just going to take and you're going to make a cut, and I'm making a straight cut and curving it just a little bit to where my basket is going to sit. And I'm doing that on both sides. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts, and when I come back I'll show you how it looks. So this is what it looks like when you have the 2 pieces cut, okay? And that's basically making a little bit of a pocket to place your basket in. So that's exactly what I have done here. So we're going to lift up this side and put hot glue on the inside and go ahead and glue it down, and the same on the opposite end. And we're going to leave just enough space to make a little hash mark so that the spot where our basket comes through will actually fit, so that we can place our handle. So I'm just going to, from the back, make a little slit . And you can use an X-Acto blade if that's what you would prefer. I'm just going to use my scissors because that's what I have handy, and I'm just making a tiny little slit, like just barely a little slit, just enough to put, if you could see that, so that you can put the handle back through. So it's just a tiny little slit. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hot glue both of my flaps down, and when I come back I'll show you the next step. So what we have now are our 2 sides connected, and we have our 2 flaps, which we're going to use to fold over and cover the inside of our basket on both sides and wrap around, so you won't be seeing any of this pink. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just mimic how I'm going to cover it, and then I'll go off camera and I'll actually do it. So I'm just going to take and fold it over, and I'm laying the extra fabric on the sides just inside and tucking it in. And let me turn it to the side so you can see that. Now you can see that we have an extra material here on the flap, and that's perfectly fine because I'll show you what we'll end up doing with that later. But as of right now, I just have it tucked in really nicely and neatly, and so I'll go in and I'll add my hot glue, and then I'll do the same thing with this side, and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have folded down onto the left side. I'm going to call that the left side of the fabric that I have. I folded it down and tucked it into the basket, and then I've made slits on the opposite side. Since I've made slits on the opposite side to take away some of the bulk of the material that's left, because we're going to be folding the rest of this down into the basket as well, but I don't want it too terribly bulky. I've made a couple of slits. I'm going to go ahead and remove these 2 squares that are here on the side and just make this a long rectangle to tuck inside of the basket. So I'm just going to cut and remove this extra material here just to save on some bulk. And then I'll show you what comes next. Okay, so what you have here is kind of like T-shaped, and that's because it's going to go ahead and lay over the basket, and we're going to tuck the rest of our material down into the basket just like we did on the opposite side. But it's a lot less bulky than it was prior. So I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down into place, and then when I come back I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken one of my pieces of cut cloth, and I'm just tucking in the ends of it that are already sewn down, and inside of the basket, for the little bit of pink that is there, I've made basically a little patch that I'm putting a little pile of hot glue in, and I'm going to use that to secure the base inside, like so. And I'm tucking all the way around because it's not a whole lot of space that's left. And the good thing about it being hot glue, you can pull it up and change it out if it gets dirty or when it gets dirty, depending on what it is that you're planning on using it for. For me, I'm just going to be having little extra bottles of lotions and creams on my vanity. But if you wanted to use it for like your makeup brushes and stuff like that, that could possibly get it dirty, then you can easily just replace the bottom because you have extra little pieces of material left over. So I'm just tucking that down and moving because this glue is really, really hot. And so this is what it looks like on the inside. So now we're coming to my favorite part, which is to decorate. So keep on watching. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this ribbon that I picked up this weekend at Sam's. I'm gonna take this ribbon and I'm gonna go ahead and embellish the basket, and when I come back, I'll show you the final look. And so this is our final look, and I think it's so cute. But you know what I think will take it up a little bit of a notch? If we give it a little bit of ruching. The beautiful thing about this ribbon is that it's wired. So all you have to do is just take it and give it a little pinch right towards the center, and it will give it that little ruched look. Just like so. Now isn't that adorable? I just love the way that looks, because it actually looks like the pin that I'm using is a buckle and you've run the ribbon through the buckle. So I just thought that was adorable. Initially, before I used the Totally Dazzled pin, I was going to use these cute little bow sticker rhinestones that I picked up at King Dollar or Epic Dollar, one of the $1.25 stores, but it just wasn't big enough for this ribbon. It just made the scale of the ribbon much larger in appearance. So I had to figure out another way to use this little ribbon, because I have been waiting for a DIY to use this ribbon, this rhinestone ribbon. So now I done figured one out, and I think it's really cute. Now, the handle, plain and simple silver. You can always spray paint it gold. You can add beads to it. You can make paper beads, and that's a shout out to my friend Jackie, who does some really beautiful work as well. Hopefully one day we can get her to start a channel. But you could add some nice paper beads if you know how to make those, which we will be learning how to do that, to give it like a bamboo effect. If you guys remember back in the day, bamboo handles was really, really stylish. And if this were made like a bamboo handle, that would just take the luxuriness of this particular DIY up 10 notches. But those are just some ideas of how you can make it your own and create it your own. You know, it was really simple DIY in which to do. It cost less than $3 because this ribbon is like 25 yards. It's either 25 yards or 25 feet, and it was less than $7 at Sam's. So, and you already know that the cloth came from the Dollar Tree, the basket came from the Dollar Tree, and this bow came from one of the $1.25 stores. So, you know, really it's like definitely less than $4 to make this basket. I'd say it was less than $3, because if there's 6 of these for $1.25, you're getting 6 for less than $1/4 a piece. And then we didn't even use a half a yard of this ribbon. So I mean, that was pennies itself as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this particular quick DIY tutorial. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Write us a comment down below, because I love to read your comments and suggestions. And as always, have an absolutely wonderful evening. Bye.